Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles, the elders, and salutations to you, sincere brothers, teaching in truth and in sincerity. This lesson will be entitled, Abstain from All Evil. 1 Thessalonians 5:22, abstain from all appearance of evil. Right. You know, we as prophets have to hold ourselves in a high spiritual regard. All right. Not only we have the apostles and Elder Akim, looking at us. All right. But at the same time frame, we have younger brothers looking at us too. And certain behaviors, that we can exercise in front of them, may look evil. Although we mean well, so on and so forth. So with that being said, if it has the appearance of looking evil, stay away from it. Because you don't want to lead another brother into a corrupted state. All right. So at the same time frame, we need to hold ourselves in a high fashion and to the best of our abilities keep the law, statutes, and commandments and walk in the Spirit. In the book of Galatians, the 5th chapter, when you go into that term walk in the Greek, it means how Hebrews regulate their lives. Okay? So, like I said, we're not going to get it correct perfectly because, our spirit is within this corruptible flesh. But the things we can do, all right, to become better and to be better leaders, we need to exercise that, and also always keep in mind how Yahushua would conduct himself if he was on earth, and so on and so forth. That helps me out, as well. But abstain from all appearance of evil, and that's the point of this lesson. And let's get a quick account. 2 Maccabees 6:1. Not long after this, the king Antiochus Epiphanes sent an old man of Athens to compel the Jews to depart from the laws of their fathers and not to live after the laws of the Most High. Let's jump down. Verse 18. Eleazar, one of the principal scribes, an aged man, and of a well-favored countenance, was constrained to open his mouth and to eat swine's flesh. But he, choosing rather to die gloriously than to live stained with such an abomination, spit it forth and came of his own accord to the torment. All right. Now the spirit was on Eleazar. All right. And it shows you how faithful he was, as well as that he feared Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua rather than man. Verse 20, as it behold them to come that are resolute to stand out against such things as are not lawful for love of life to be tasted. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat. And make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. Now you see how wicked these Edomites are. And at this time frame, they were identified as Greeks. All right. But you so-called white people, you are derived from the race of Edom. Your forefather was Esau, as well as Cain. Okay? This is a great example going into the topic. 1 Thessalonians 5:22. Abstain from all appearance of evil. Why? Because these Edomites, which were classified as Greeks at this time frame, wanted our forefather, to eat swine, but he wasn't with it. So they pulled him to the side and said, you know what? Bring lawful meat. And what we will do is tell them you're eating pork, although you are eating something that's lawful. So what kind of leader would Eleazar been if he conducted himself in this fashion? All right, not only would he receive many stripes from the Most High, however, at the same time frame, look how he would have led our people into error. Okay? So he feared the Most High, most importantly. And therefore, he kept the law, statutes, and the commandments. But that goes to show you how wicked, Esau is. And like I said before, at this time frame, they were classified as the Greeks, which are you so-called white people. And on the other side of that coin, you have sellout niggas, who are Israelites, would have played like they ate swine. Although they took the lawful meat on the side just to lead our people into error. Why? Because basically they wanted to remain, thriving within Esau's empire, within Esau's system. But this is a great example to always do what's right. And if it looks evil, stay the fuck away from it. All right? Because the Most High will judge you for being wicked. Verse 21. But they that had the charge of that wicked feast, for the old acquaintance they had with the man, taking him aside, besought him to bring flesh of his own provision, such as was lawful for him to use, and make as if he did eat of the flesh taken from the sacrifice commanded by the king. Verse 22, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them found favor. Right, because verse 21 proves that this man, our forefather, Eleazar, was respected by the Greeks. All right, so that's the reason why they pulled him to the side. All right. However, him having fear of the Most High wasn't with it. Verse 22, that in so doing he might be delivered from death, and for the old friendship with them in favor. It's like it with them found favor, but he began to consider discreetly. So he's judging this in his mindset. And as he became his age and the excellency of his ancient years and the honor of his gray head, so this man was wise, whereon was come, and his most honest education from a child, or rather the holy law made and given by the Most High. Therefore he answered accordingly, and willed them straightways to send him to the grave. Right. It's better to die than to live as a fucking sellout within Esau's system. And at this time frame, it was the Greeks. Verse 24, for it become not our age, said he, in any wise to dissemble, whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being 80 years old, and 90, were now gone to a strange religion. So he was thinking about, our nation. He was thinking about conducting himself, according to the law, statutes, and the commandments, and most importantly, being a leader for the younger adults. Okay? Whereby many young persons might think that Eleazar, being fourscore years old and 10, were now gone to a strange religion. Right. You know, as well as he was thinking about his name, the importance of having a good name within our nation. You know, being known for doing what's right, regardless of the odds. Verse 25, and so they, through mine hypocrisy and desire to live a little time and a moment longer, should be deceived by me, and I get a stain to mine old age and make it abominable. For though for the present time I should be delivered from the punishment of men, yet should I not escape the hand of the Almighty, neither alive nor dead. Right. So Eleazar was utilizing a spiritual perspective, you know, and what he came up with. Okay, why live for just a little bit longer when around the corner Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua is going to judge my ass? Okay, so he feared the Most High. 27, wherefore now manfully changing this life, I will show myself such an one as mine age require, and leave a notable example to such as be young to die willingly and courageously for the honorable and holy laws. And when he had said these words, immediately he went to the torment. All right. Verse 29, they that led him, changing the good, will they bear him a little before into hatred, because the foresaid speeches proceeded, as they thought, from a desperate mind. Verse 30, but when he was ready to die with stripes, he groaned and said, it is manifest unto the Lord that have the holy knowledge, that whereas I might have been delivered from death, I will, so like I now endure sore pains in body by being beat, but in soul am well content to suffer these things, because I fear him. And thus this man died, leaving his death for an example of a noble courage and a memorial of virtue, not only unto young men, but unto all his nation. All right? And that's the point of this lesson. 1 Thessalonians 5:22, abstain from all appearance of evil, right? So we are prophets, all right, which means we are men of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, and we supposed to hold ourselves in a high spiritual regard, all right? Push the doctrine, all right, the way it's supposed to be pushed in 100% truth, all right, as well as keep the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of our abilities. But most importantly is our faith in Yahushua, all right, and do what we supposed to do. If it appears evil, all right, then stay the fuck away from it. Lord willing, you are edified. Shalom.